Murder and sexual offences have also gone up across the country. KwaZulu-Natal, the Western Cape and the Eastern Cape, Gauteng as well, recording the highest increases. Let's take you live now to our reporter Linda Kuhle, who joins us from Alexandra. And Linda Kuhle, you'll talk to us about Alexandra being a known hotspot for domestic violence.
Michelle, I have to apologize there, but what I have done is in fact started with another concerning stat, and that is of course the increase in the 0.8% of robberies in households. This is where we find ourselves, or we would like to find ourselves safe, away from all of the criminal activities. But of course houses are also part of the targets, and we saw it fit just before we go to Alexandra to speak to Yasim Teba, the Director of Vision Tactical, just about what is it that we are doing wrong as household owners when this criminal activity comes to our shores, our doors. Tell us just about what is it exactly that we do wrong, particularly on the layers that we have around our security.
Well, firstly, I think it's important that every house has an alarm system. It's important that we approach our security at homes in a layered approach. Have you got an electric fence? Have you got barbed wire? How are you protecting yourself? And the more layers you have between you and the outside world, the better for your protection. Being linked up to an armed response company is extremely important, because we know that the police, as is, they're already very restricted with their resources, and to have police as your first layer of protection is already leaving yourself in a very vulnerable area. So what we say is approach security in layered approach, and make sure that you've got an armed response so that you can have someone at your house within minutes should anything suspicious happen.
You cover houses, you cover complexes and large areas, in fact, in terms of the security that you provide. But one concern, of course, is the matter of pricing. And when we think about it, we think that those who can afford are the ones who actually have money to get extra security in their households. But just tell us about the affordability of being linked to a private security company, particularly in a crime-ridden country like South Africa.
Well, you know, it's not just about having guarding at your house, or having armed guards at your house or at your businesses. I think security is just having a connection with your local security companies, with your CPF, with your police station, so that you're aware of what's happening in your area. Recent years have seen an increase in WhatsApp groups. It's important to be connected to those WhatsApp groups, to your CPF WhatsApp groups, not just a paid-for subscription, but to be linked to security companies, CPF, so that you know what's happening in your area, and you're able to respond should you see something suspicious.
And you said, just as a last question to you, that the stats come a little too late, particularly for response from all those who are private or practicing under security. Why is that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we're seeing results now of stats that came some of the incidences were 18 months ago. For police and for private security to amend our deployment, for us to combat some of those incidences, had we had the knowledge through the year, we would have been able to deploy differently, to assist police and do crime prevention, show visibility, and hopefully drop some of those increases that we saw.
All right, so thank you so much, Yasim. Just talking about how delayed these, in fact, stats are, particularly citing the fact that earlier on when we had a conversation that it would have been better if they had these stats released quarterly, so that the security practitioners are able to then respond to what is on demand, because what they are saying now is that this is not a reflection of what is currently happening right now. You remember that what is happening in Johannesburg CPT, or what had happened before, might not have been registered in these particular states. So there is concern to say, how are we supposed to react to these if we do not know about them on time? And that's the concern coming from here, but certainly citing that everyone should have layers of security, whether it be a burglar door, but also be linked to a certain organization, a certain group that is practicing under security in a certain area.
Absolutely. And of course, these crime statistics, as we've been telling our viewers all morning, they're from April 1st of last year to the 31st of March this year. Thanks very much for that, Linda Kuhle.